Hi guys, I'm back again with another video. Happy New Year to you all. So this will be a first market breakdown and a video for 2023. I hope you have it good. I wish you all the best. So on my right, I have the top four currency in one index that we will be looking at. So I will go with on them in that particular order. So let's go to the first one, which is US30. So we start on the daily time frame, right? But now I'm not gonna draw like all those trend lines and everything. We're just gonna focus on what we see and what's happening, so that I can give you something, guys, that you can work with, as I always say. All right. So as you can see that, okay, we have this descending channel, right, and also that trend line over there. But how is this going to help us? For me, it does not, we don't necessarily have to highlight them, right? So we're just not gonna focus on them. Okay, so which leads me to go to the 4-hour time frame, because everything is going to be clear there. So if you look at what's going on here, the market moved correctively to the upside, which is in this type of manner, meaning that impulse move correction. Then this is more like a breakout, and then it's currently forming another correction. Maybe sooner or later we will see USD going to the downside. But let's go into that piece of price, which is correction, because that's the one that's going to help us to find something that's gonna be at least clear and valuable, right? So if we go there now, guys, you can literally see that, okay, we have that correction over there and this one over here, right? So what does this mean? This means that if this is a correction, so this is an impulsive move, and when this is a corrective move, when USD is done playing inside that, we will see the market going to the downside, right? Because the market nature says that after every impulse move, we get a correction. So if we go inside now, so we can understand what's going on, right? Because that's the price where we're gonna understand things a little bit clearer or into perspective. We're just gonna fix the prices now because we have now got the pattern, right? So we can treat that as our recent high, right? Meaning that if the market reaches that level, that's where we tend to look for sells. Okay, so this is pretty much seems like some sort of a triangle, right? Or a correction. So if you go to the 1-hour time frame now, this is what's going on here. You can see that every time when the market reaches this supporting trend line, it also has a point of confluence, which is the supporting trend line, and also that horizontal support level, right? And then we have that high over there, which the market rejected off from 3 times, which is 1, 2, even though we didn't reach it, and then we reached for the 3rd time. So what's happening on the current moment, right? So this looks like a potential head and shoulder type of pattern by US30, meaning that we might see US30 coming back here, right? And break out. If it will, we're just gonna see it maybe coming back down. Then if it does break this trend line and this support level, then we know that we're gonna look for sales. But if that doesn't happen, we could still see US30 pushing furthermore to the downside, and then we get another touch over there, and then we actually eventually go to the downside. So this is what is happening here. And then in terms of the Fibonacci, you can see that, okay, the market, when it got here, we had like 3 confirmations as to why it was going to buy from this level, which is the supporting trend line, the support level, which is this low point on the Fibonacci, and also the candlesticks, which is your hammers, which are reversal candlesticks, right? So let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, so this is a 1 hour. Let's go to the 15-minute time. So on the M15, guys, all right, I did talk about the importance of this level, right? So meaning that if the market fails to break above then the market will just be forming this head and shoulder, right? If it does continue going to the upside, then obviously we'll see the market pushing furthermore to the upside like that, and then come back down, right? So I hope that makes sense, guys. Let's move on now to the next one, which is USDJPY. So on USDJPY, this is what is going on. So on larger version, you can see that head and shoulder, breakout retest, but let's see what's going on. So on US30, we had this ascending channel or correction, and then we rejected from the top, right? But you can also see that after that, the market started moving in lower lows and lower highs, okay? So we're currently in a bearish USDJPY trend. Right. So if the market guys end up going to the downside till this level, it will just be fulfilling the 90% rule, which is to just fill up this point before it can actually take off to the upside yet again. Right. So that's primarily why it would sell, and also the fact that we are in a bearish trend. We are in a bearish trend. Then in a bearish trend, in the long run, you're looking for sells. Short term, you're looking for buys. Okay. And then if you go to the 4 hours time frame, right, we need to also cater for the recent highs and lows of the market. So we're just going to fix the prices now so everything makes sense. Okay. So this is what's going on now. And then you can literally see that the market inside here, it's been moving in impulses and corrections. So it's impulse move, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction. So we're currently in an impulsive phase. So what is that we're expecting next is a corrective move to the upside, which will signal to us that the market will go to the downside, right? Because it's been moving in that type of manner. Okay. So we're just going to highlight this recent low over there. So if you go to the H1, which is the 1 hour time frame, you would understand why the market would buy, because it will be wanting to fulfill this corrective level, this corrective structure that I told you about, meaning that it will just replicate its past movement, which is impulse correction. This is an impulse move, so this is a correction. So we might go to the upside now because the market will just be building up a correction before it can sell to the downside. So that's what's going on USDJPY, guys. All right, so I'll just cater now for the touches that we have, and then like this. Then we go to the M15 just to confirm. So guys, understand that in as much as it is a pattern may look corrective, but for as long as you're still inside something like this, we're still looking for buys, because it's supporting trend line, we're looking for buys. At a resisting trend line, we're looking for sells, right? Unless the market ends up being breaking out. So all I'm trying to say is here, this is a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we might go to the upside to give us for the market to give us another higher high, and then it will continue in moving in this type of manner until it gets to that resisting trend line or even the. So that's what I think will happen on USDJPY. And then if that does not happen, obviously you'll start looking for sells below this trend line, but it's not going to be a good one in terms of risk to reward, right? So that's also something that you must look at if you sell the trend line break, because the 90% rule will be reached here, and then you never know when you get there, you might get a double bottom type formation and then see the market going to the upside, right? So without further waste of time, guys, let's move on now to the next one. So the next one is Euro Australia versus the Australian dollar. So guys, here as well, we're just going to focus on how the market has been moving, and also how is that going to help us understand what's going on currently, because price action is based on the fact that the price repeats itself. So if you look at this, guys, the market was moving in impulses and corrections, right, in the past. The past does not necessarily predict, or the past results cannot necessarily predict the current market results, but it's important to understand the past so you can understand the future and then act based on what you see currently, right? So we also have this. So guys, this is an ascending channel, right? So when you find something like this, which is I'm talking about this small portion at a strong key level. So at the top, if you find it there, just know that the market sooner or later, it will give you reversals. It will actually sell when you see something like this. So we can draw it like this on the wicks of the candle. So impulse move correction, impulse move correction, impulse move correction, impulse correction. Right. So let's move to the 4 hours. So we are currently now in the 4 hours time frame, right? We just fix the price because this is the current structure that we need to put our focus on. Okay. So as you can see, first touch, second. So we are looking at a third anticipated touch over here, right? Then you also have 2 at the top, right? But the market is approaching this level, trend line support, and this supporting level impulsively. So when it does that, it's most likely that it could break it, right? But we need to respect the fact that even though this looks corrective and also usually end up being a sell, we must respect the fact that we're still in a sort of a mini bullish trend, meaning that at this levels, we're still looking for the potential of buys, unless the market ends up breaking a break, PE, giving us a breakout. So if we go to the H1 now, this is what is going on, guys. We have this previous high, right? So the market now could give us maybe a double bottom at these levels, something like this, and then go to the upside up until that resist this. So it was resistance here, it's support now. So it could go back to the upside in a form of a double bottom, inverse head and shoulder, or even with candlesticks, guys. Anything can happen. And also, we need to also highlight this one over here because that could prove to be a level that we need to cater for. So the market could still push back to the upside, but it's in an impulsive phase at the moment. Nothing is clear to say we should buy. So the most important thing is just to wait until something becomes clear. Then that's when we're gonna know that we have an edge, or the buyers we should consider them, right? So M15, we just see what's going on. So nothing is clear, guys, just an impulsive move. So it's just to wait and see what's going on. So let's move on to the last one now. Let me see what's going on. Let me see. Oh yeah, guys. So the last one is Euro NZD. It's Euro NZD. So on Euro NZD, guys, as well, this is Euro NZD is a kind of complicated as well. So one of those complicated pairs, but let's see what it can do. So as you can see here, we have this 3 touch at the top, and then we have got this 2 here, and then we have got this 2 there as well, and then also have got this 2 or 3 at the top, right? So we have anticipated the third one somewhere around about here in the future. Okay, so for now we could erase this. We could erase this, and also we could erase that and focus strictly here. Right. So the next thing is to understand what's going on inside here now in this playground that we have built for ourselves. So now that we're here, guys, right, we understand the fact that this was a bullish continuation flag, which the market broke out from, right? So it's failing now to continue with the upside momentum because the sellers might be in this market. So on the H4, this is what's going on. We can currently now just delete this. It's not going to help us with anything. Okay, we just understand. So we see that here we have this high, that high over there, and then we also have this one over here, right? So this looks to me like a head and shoulder. Remember, guys, it does not have to be picture perfect. Okay, so I'm looking at the potential of the market being a sell. So you can see that the market had this first correction. So this is currently a second correction that we have just broke out from with that candlestick, right? Okay, sharp. So what's going on here? Everything else is going to be clear on the 1 hour time frame. So on the H1, this is what's going on, guys. You can see that we have a correction after a correction. And if you watched my previous videos, you would remember that what I said, when something like this usually happens, it more like, on the bigger picture, looks like a double bottom. So we might get another leg here of this, because this is what's going on, right? So let's move on now. So let me tell you here what I think is going to happen. So now that the market has broken out, right? So it has completed the 90% rule of this pattern, right? Because this is an impulsive phase. This is a corrective phase. We got the next impulse, 90% rule complete. So if Euro NZD is to continue with the sells, we would like to see the market giving us a retest, probably there, and then going to the downside in this type of manner. You can even see what I'm talking about here. This is the most recent low that we have. So if it goes up, it might just be wanting to give us a retest. And then alternatively, if it doesn't do that, if it breaks this level low that I have over here, we could also wait for it to retest there, which is we could use a sell stop below this green line and use a sell limit there, because this is where it might give us the retest. So if you go to the 15-minute, you will see exactly what I'm talking about here, which is this is what we have. And then let me just fix this. So yeah, this is which is this minor gray level. That's where the market could give us the retest from, or even at this trend line. It does not necessarily have to touch it, but because we can see that it has multiple touches. But if we are wrong, then maybe this level is supposed to be here, which corresponds with the trend line, right? So either one of two, but for now it's looking to be bullish, which is going to go to the upside, and then to give us the sells over there. So this is what I'll be personally waiting for on Euro NZD. So this is the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it and watched up until the very end, I would like to say shout out to you and thank you so much for allowing and making this channel to grow. Thank you. I will most definitely see you guys on the next video.